This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 1898, 7 Essential Elements of a Yearly Planner, Part 1, by Michael Mehlberg of michaelmehlberg.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Happy Saturday and welcome to one of the only podcasts in the world where blogs are narrated to you for free. That's with permission from the authors. It's an award-winning podcast, thanks to you. Today I have a bit of a longer post, so I'll read the first half today and then finish the rest for you tomorrow. So with that, let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. 7 Essential Elements of a Yearly Planner, Part 1, by Michael Mehlberg of michaelmehlberg.com. I've spent the last decade refining and tweaking and tailoring a 360-degree science-backed productivity system focused on improving all 7 important aspects of my life. It's been so powerful for me that I wrote a book about it, have written countless articles about it, this being yet another, and have spent the last few years meticulously drawing out every month, week, and day in my paper notebook with a ruler and pen. Why it's so powerful is the purpose of this article. It comes down to these 7 essential elements. Number 1, don't create a resolution, define a mantra. I think New Year's resolutions in general suck. Like the as seen on TV Ronco rotisserie, you set it and forget it. Unfortunately, once forgotten, you don't end up with a juicy chicken. You end up stricken with guilt, feeling a small sense of hopelessness for the rest of the year. You know, like when you promise yourself you'll exercise 2 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then skip it after the second week of January. This is exactly why the first essential element of planning your year is not a New Year's resolution, it's a yearly mantra. A yearly mantra is very simply a statement of growth for your year. A word or 3 about what will guide you through the next 365 days. Last year, my mantra was connect. This year, my mantra is, if not me, then who? Thanks to Dan Crenshaw's influential book, Fortitude. Connect was a powerful mantra because it reminded me to connect with everything I do. Connect with my family, connect with my business, connect with my readers and exercises and food. This year, I hope my mantra of, if not me, then who, will remind me to get to work, to take care of my family, to do the best job possible. After all, if not me, then who else will? Unlike a resolution, a mantra can't be broken. It's a guideline, a mental slogan, a focus word for your year. With this word as your guide, everything you do can be measured against it. Does eating a chocolate peanut butter Buckeye fit with your mantra of healthy? Probably not. Does spending 30 minutes on a treadmill? Yep. Now, instead of focusing on simply one aspect of your life by resolving to work out 7 days a week, you can bring your mantra to all aspects of your life, moving and changing yourself for the better in the direction of your choosing. Other past mantras of mine have included focus, for when I was constantly distracting myself with iPhone games like Clash of Clans or spending too much time picking the perfect desktop background. Simplify, for when I was overcomplicating my business and personal life by adding too many bullshit life hacks that weren't helping me. And clarity, for when I was all over the place and wanted to hunker down and spend time on what mattered most. Sure, sometimes I forget my mantra, but not often. Primarily because when I feel lost, I always look to my mantra to refocus my efforts on what's important to me for the year. But also because, as we'll discuss in the next section, I have a system for reminding myself of this mantra and many other things that matter, built into my yearly plan. Number 2, writing down what matters once isn't enough. So many planners either A, don't ask you to think about what matters at all, or B, only ask you once. Asking once is better than never, but not by much. Think about how often you get distracted by work, games, social media, or news. Even that New Year's resolution you used to make likely became ineffective after a few weeks. My point is, you get busy, things change, life throws you curveballs and you have to adjust. If you don't continually refresh that which matters most to you, it's too easy to forget and trudge through the rest of the year, responding to every new distraction that interrupts your attention. So you have to continually remind yourself what matters, lest you wander. At the very least, weekly is a good cadence. Once a week, remind yourself where you are going and what you are doing. If that's too often, monthly can work, but I wouldn't wait longer than that. With a brief written reminder of your yearly goals every week, you set the tone for what's to come. You recall where you are going and set your intentions to adjust course for the upcoming week, the week after, and the week after that. Doing the same thing on a weekly basis helps remind you where you need to find yourself at the end of the month and what you need to do this week to get there. Spend some time at the beginning of your year defining what matters, then spend a bit of time each week reminding yourself of where you are going. With a clear direction for your year and a reminder every week, before you know it, day after day will pass filled with intentional, meaningful work that matters to the vision you've set for your year. You do have a vision for your year, don't you? It's the next essential element of a yearly plan. Number 3, look back from your future. Get into your DeLorean and set the time for December 31st, 1 year in the future. In that future, 1 year from now, you will find yourself having lived the absolute best year of your life. It's incredible. You are so proud, you can't believe what you've become, and so you set out to ask your future self how you did it. What did the best year of your life look like? Who did you spend time with? How often? What did you accomplish? What are you proud of? So proud that you opened a nice bottle of wine. In what ways did you grow? How did you accomplish that? How did you spend your days, your weeks, your months? How many vacations did you take and when? Where did you go? What did you do? What made them so relaxing and rejuvenating and enjoyable? Get the idea? You're describing in detail how an awesome year would go. Not a fantasy year where you somehow came into billions of dollars, bought yourself a personal jet, and lived a complete fantasy. No, a realistic year in which you leveraged all your resources, all your relationships, and made it an amazing one for yourself. Why do this at the beginning of the year? So you can design the year ahead. Without this vision clearly in mind, it's too easy to simply float through the year, letting the wind take you where it may. With a vision in mind and reviewed regularly like we just discussed, you can know better what needs to be done to achieve that vision and see more quickly when you are getting off course. You can also easily transform your vision into goals, which you then break down into milestones. Let's discuss that in tomorrow's episode. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled 7 Essential Elements of a Yearly Planner by Michael Mehlberg of michaelmehlberg.com. And thank you to Michael. I'll finish the rest in tomorrow's episode and share his planner, which is pretty cool, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for being here and listening every day, including the weekends, and I'll be back tomorrow to finish up this post where your optimal life awaits.